It was the
Okay.
dog. Yeah.
Hi. Okay, we're recording. So, we wanted to get on here tonight and just tell you a few things about our company, our opportunity, and I wanted you to be able to hear from other leaders through our company and what the experience they've had with the products and a little bit on the business side. So I am Jennifer Elizalde, and we have Sam and Megan and Jessica on with us, and they're all leaders in Monate, and we wanted to just kind of briefly share some things from different perspectives with different lives. Like, all of us have a different schedule, a different life. We all live in different states, and so it's really cool to be able to get together and share from different aspects of the business, and I want you to hear from them. So a little bit about myself. I've been in the company 2 years now, and I am a hairstylist, and I live in Texas. I actually got started in Monate when my son was only 6 months old, and somebody had saw their hair transformation. So I was totally shocked, obviously, and I decided to buy the products myself because I figured as a stylist it would be something I could write off. And I've got the products in. I realized what I can make with this business, and I literally took off like crazy. I had no idea what I was making. My first check had a comment in it, and I was like, okay, where did this money come from? Like, I wasn't even sure, but I was literally so excited about, earning an extra income. And I literally had no idea what I was doing, but the products were so good that I was just like, you literally cannot get me to shut up about them. And so here I am now, and I've earned a Cadillac. I've met all these amazing women. I've been on trips, and my hair, the transformation of my hair, like the manageability and the shine it has now is uncomparable. There's nothing out there like it. So I am going to ask these girls just a little bit of questions, nothing crazy. I just want you to get to know them and see maybe a little bit about their journey with our company. And yeah, so let's start with Jess. Tell us a little bit about you and how you got started in Monate.
Okay, so I saw all of my friends from college posting on social media of all these before and after pictures, and it was just, I was seeing their hair transform. But at the time, that part didn't really interest me. I thought my hair was good. But, I was like, whatever, I'm good with my bylaws. And so then my friend Ashley, who is also a teacher like me, and we went to college together, and I was really close with her, and she was talking about how she was making more doing this on the side than she was with her teacher checks. And that's what caught my interest. I'm like, you cannot tell me these people are making that amount of money. So I text her, and because she had done a live video, and so I text her and I said, okay, tell me how much your check was. Because I kind of didn't believe, I did believe her, but I was like, it was kind of hard to believe. And so anyway, she told me, needless to say, I signed up 2 days later, just long enough for my husband to, get over the whole direct sales thing. And yeah, so that's how I got started. My son was 4 months old, so similar to yours, Jen.
So you said you were a teacher before. So now you actually got to retire from teaching. So tell us about that journey and how it's been, switching from teaching to a home-based business. How's that been for you?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little bit. It's been more difficult than what I would have expected, because everyone, well, maybe not everyone, I know some people are like, I'm good, I want to stay away from my kids, but I was the kind of person that I wanted to be with my kids. I just didn't know how I was going to be able to stay home with my kids whenever it comes to the financial part. And so I was actually looking into all these different ways of making an income, and my husband was also building things with Wayne and doing all these little side gigs, that he could do, and because we were living paycheck to paycheck. And that's why when Ashley posted about that, it sparked my interest, because we needed something. And with this type of business, it can give you so much time freedom, but sometimes if you're not self-motivated and you don't have that drive in you, then you have to be careful, because you do have to put in work it is the most simple work you will ever do in your life. Like, I'm sitting here in sweatpants, you know. It's the most simple thing you'll ever do and the most fulfilling thing that you'll ever do, because you're honestly getting to help people. But the fact that I have time freedom and I can be home with my boys, I have 2 boys now. Whenever I started, I just had 1. And so the fact that I can be home with them while making an income and still bringing home an income with my family, but I'm home with my kids. I mean, you just cannot, I'm never going to get this time back. So I'm just so thankful that I'm able to do this on the side and bring home a really good income for our family.
Okay, so tell them about this really quick. This is like a side note, but your youngest had to have surgery. So not only were you able to be at home with him during that time, but also like our CEO reaching out to you and, you know, like how close-knit of a family they are. Briefly tell them about that really quick, because that gives me chills just saying it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I honestly, I've always said, I feel like God is like 100% behind this business, just because it starts all the way from our president, Stuart, to our CEO and the Erdnetta family. And I just cannot speak highly enough about them. And I really think that maybe this is one reason why God brought me Monate, because I'm able, when Josiah was going through all of that stuff, and he needed his mama. Like he had 2 surgeries before he was, I think, ever 6 months old. He had a whole bunch of other complications. And I didn't have to ask off work or try to find somebody to my position while I was gone to be home with him. I had all the time that I needed. Like, he needed me to be there for him, and I had the time, and I could still work my business, you know? So yeah, it's just amazing. I will never get over that part. But yeah, our CEO, Ray, he texted me the morning of Josiah's first surgery, and he just said, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that me and my wife are praying for you and Josiah, and that God's got this." And, you know, just the sweetest text message. And I was like, holy crap, our CEO just texted me. But honestly, I mean, I've met him numerous times, and, you know, they really listen to us, and we really are just like a huge family. There's so much support.
So tell, what would you say to someone that was thinking about joining this business? Just anybody. What would your like top advice be to somebody that's thinking about investing in our company? Anything? Maybe?
You won't regret it.
Most people say, I wish I would have started sooner.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like the number one thing that I hear. Once people get over that it's direct sales, you know, and I'm sure somebody will touch on how we are different. We don't cold message. We don't do those things, you know, and so just getting over your dang self and doing it.
That's right. Okay. So thank you for that, Jess. I'm sure we'll hear from you again. But let's move on to Megan. So Megan is actually a hairstylist and single mom. So let her tell you a little bit about her story and how she kind of got introduced to Monate.
Okay, so I guess how I really got introduced is through samples. My friend Ashley, she just messaged me and said, "Hey, I know you're a hairstylist. Will you just give me your opinion on this?" And I was actually on maternity leave. My son was 2 months old when I got started in this business. And so as a hairstylist, I mean, I had the extra money to invest in the products, but I was still a little, you know, worried and skeptical. I tried the sample, and of course I loved it. And I was like, okay, this is something like different and unique. I can tell that just from one wash, but I need to know a little bit more. So it took me about a week to kind of do my own research and kind of, you know, figure out, like, kind of wrap my head around it, I guess, because I was kind of just shocked. Like, what is this, and where did it come from, and why is this so different than what I have sitting on my shelf in the salon? So it took me about a week. I did all my own research on the ingredients. I want to make sure everything that Ashley had told me about the business was true. Not that I didn't believe her, but, you know, as a hairstylist, I'm like, I'm already using the best of the best, so why am I going to try this direct sales company? So, and I didn't even think about selling it. I just wanted products for myself at that time. And then we were kind of blowing through my savings on maternity leave because, of course, I was a booth rental stylist. I didn't have, savings or retirement or anything like that. So I basically was off for maternity leave just from what I had in my savings. I didn't have anything saved up for maternity leave, and I took 3 months off. So I kind of decided that, because Ashley, she told me her, which is Kendall Weldon, she told me what she made in the salon selling this product her first month, and I was like, what the heck? Like, okay, so if she can do it in the town, 45 minutes away from me, I can do it. I know I'm already going to love the products because I tried it. So why not? So I invested in the biggest product pack because I'm like, I'm just going to do this. I think it's a great thing. I can already tell that it's something unique and different that nobody's ever tried before. So I jumped in, and I didn't even really tell a lot of people that I was doing it because I really just wanted the products for myself again, and I wasn't working yet. I still had a month left on maternity leave. So I finally got back to work, and the stylist in the salon actually noticed my hair. They were the ones asking me what I did different with my hair. And I was like, they did my hair at the salon, so they knew I hadn't been in for, to get my hair colored. I hadn't been in, to get a toner or anything like that. And they were asking me. So I was like, okay, if they're noticing, then like my clients are going to freak out. So I started using on my clients, and of course they started freaking out. And it kind of just started happening. And I wasn't really a person or a stylist in the salon to push product on people ever. There was nothing that I 100% believed in where I was like, okay, you need this for your hair. And then people would always ask me, what can I do for my hair loss? Or what can I do for, breakage or frizz or whatever? And I didn't really have a 100% answer ever. It was always kind of like just a guessing game, or I had this product graveyard under my cabinet that I tried one time or whatever. And Redken was my go-to product line. I liked all their products, but I didn't love all their products. After I tried Monat, I was like, no, nothing compares. And that I can say that 100%, like I put that on my son, like I promise you that nothing compares. So it kind of just all started taking off from there. One thing that I do love about this business is the time freedom. I always tell everybody that. So a little bit more background about me. I lost my husband almost 4 years ago now. So when I jumped into this, I didn't really expect it to replace any kind of income for me. But since it started doing that, I was like, okay, like I think I can really like take off work and enjoy my baby and, actually soak him up and raise him myself. And so I actually got to step away from behind the chair, I guess a little over a year ago now, but I was only in the company a year. And I decided to stay home with my baby. Now he's 2. And yeah, I work from home now. So it's nice.
Yeah. So you have been able to replace an income and, or be able to step back away from the chair and be at home with your little one more. I know I always see you getting to travel and do things. And we saw him just a second ago in the video when we were setting up, like just hanging out with you. So a lot of stylists can't say that they've got to do that. So tell us how it's been, being a single mom and juggling Monat now that you're at home. I know like before when we did hair, you can sell it behind the chair, but how do you kind of like, what's your take on being at home and juggling being a mom and working your business with Monat? How has it benefited you, or what do you think about getting to do that?
Well, for one, I don't have a lot of help. My son's dad wasn't always consistent. He just now has started being. So I've done a lot on my own for a long time. And my family's in the next town over. So it's not just like I can call them, and say, hey, we come over for an hour and watch my kid. So I kind of have to plan things out. But most of the time he goes with me. So I do a lot of events at people's houses or my house, and he just hangs out and plays with other kids. If I go on a trip, of course, my family steps in and helps, or his dad. But other than that, most of the time he goes with me. So I get to do this business right along there with me. So
see, that's so awesome. I love that. Okay. And one more thing. So your hair is always the talk about everybody always talks about your hair in Monat because it's so shiny and pretty. Like you go creep Megan Spillers all over the internet. Her hair is so tell us your favorite product. I know it's like super hard to pick. I kind of sprung that on you. Your favorite product and maybe why that's your favorite product.
Okay, so one more thing I want to add first to the last question I forgot about. So anybody who's ever been a stay-at-home mom, you know, it kind of gets, you know, you're with your kids all the time. You just need your space, whatever. Yeah. And so you just need your space and you need that girl time and that community. And so it's nice because that's what this company can give. I mean, even if I am at an event, at least I have other interactions than just my kid, you know, and it's nice to just have your girl time. Like Jess and I get together, our boys are like besties, so we just let them play and we work and it's nice. So community is another thing that this business is great with being for stay at home. And then that question, I mean, it's hard. I have tried everything. I've tried all the products. I love them all. I switch it up all the time. I guess the thing that I never switch up is the oil. I love it. I put it in multiple times a day. Multiple times a day.
I'm about to go get my oil and start lathering it on my hair so it'll turn out like yours.
So the good thing about our oil is that it does penetrate all the way into the center of the hair. So it's not going to build up on your hair ever. I will put it even just in to refresh my day, 2, 3, 4, whatever hair. I'll put it in at least twice a day. And I use it on my face as moisturizer. But I guess that's why it's so shiny because I use the oil like crazy. So
yeah, you have really good hair. Okay, so listen, you've heard from... We have a hairstylist and a retired teacher, both mamas, but now we're going to hear from Sam, who is a boutique owner, and she has been in other marketing companies out there and Cadillac earner, which let me say all these girls have earned a Cadillac in this Zoom. So that's a freaking awesome accomplishment. Like I'm so proud of all of us for getting that far. But let me tell you about Sam. I want to get her to tell you kind of how she was introduced or how this journey stumbled upon her. And I'll ask you some more questions after that.
Okay. So unlike the other 3 girls, I don't have any 2-legged children. I do have a 4-legged baby somewhere that usually interrupts these. But I was graduating from college. I think I was in my last semester of college, and one of the girls my boyfriend went to school with reached out to me on Facebook. We had been friends on Facebook just because we had mutual interest of boutique clothes, I think. And she was like, "Hey, I know you're like hanging around this area a lot or whatever. Do you want to come over for a wine and wash?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, you know, whatever, like cool." So I really had no clue what it was. I really don't even think I realized it was hair products until I got there and I was like looking at the event on Facebook on my phone and I was like, wash. And then I walked in and Kelsey was like, "Okay, we're going to wash your hair in the sink." And I was like, okay, this is weird. Like, I don't know what y'all do over here. We don't wash our hair at parties. So she's like, "Yeah, just flip your head over in the sink." And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So they washed my hair in the sink and they did like a mask and they did all this stuff. And I was like, okay, great. Like I'm perfectly capable of washing my hair. And so then Jen came in and she was blow drying it. And honestly, she was like going 90 miles an hour about the business and the opportunity. And I was like, not no, but heck no. Like I've sold clothes in network marketing. I've sold health products in network marketing. I've sold bags in network marketing. I've sold non-product based stuff in network marketing. And no, like I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I'm not interested. And she's like, "Yeah, but I deserve a Cadillac." I'm like, "That's great. I'll buy my own Cadillac." Like I'm not interested. And so she like finishes blow drying my hair. And I'm like, thank God I can quit talking to her. Like she was so cute, but I was like, "You have great hair. You're super cute." Of course, everyone listens to you, right? So I like feel my hair afterwards and she's like, "I'm not going to straighten it." And I'm like, "Girl, you've got to straighten my hair. Like my hair is wild." And she's like, no, just go look. And I'm like running my fingers through it, walking to the mirror. And I'm like, oh my God, that's my hair. Like it felt so good. And my hair was fried, like fried, because I had been previously really dark red hair and had just gone back to blonde. So it was definitely needed some TLC. And so I was hooked on the products. hey buddy, I was hooked on the products and I was like, okay, how do I buy it? And they're like, well, you can do this, you can be a VIP, or you can get this big product pack and it's like $300 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, what's in, I think I'll just be a VIP. And I like added up everything I was going to get and it was way more than $300. So I was like, okay, I'll take the $300 product pack. Which to this day, I still wish I would have bought the big product pack, because within like 60 days, I had ordered everything that came in the big product pack. So I left. I actually gave him a picture of my credit card and like scribbled down my information, because the internet was so slow, we couldn't get anything to go through. So I jetted, and I told Kelsey when I left, I was like, hey, like, you handle everything for me, because like I'm not going to build this business. I don't want to know anything about it. I'm out. So that was like kind of the end of it. Fast forward about 30 days, I went to get my hair done, and my hairdresser was like, wow, your hair's really good. And I was like, oh yeah, I know, I haven't done anything. And then I'm like, wait, I did change shampoo. And so one of the things Jen, I've heard her say multiple times, is find a running buddy when you start this business. And so my hairdresser, which also was my best friend, became my running buddy. And so we had no clue what we were doing. She had a little bit more clue than I did, because she understood the products. I did not even understand the products. Like, I would text Jen every single person I talked to. Okay, this girl's hair is brown and it's frizzy and it's curly and it's oily. And Jen's like, okay, is it this? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, okay, give them this and this. I'm like, okay, cool. And so literally, you guys, for like, I don't know, I feel like forever, and to this day, I still will ask her product recommendations, because it's like, that's just, my head doesn't think like a hairdresser. And so all of that is to say, you can find success in this company and not be a hairdresser. I'm like the furthest thing from a hairdresser. Jen literally taught me how to wand my hair. Like, that's how goofy I was. So I used to go to a blow dry bar once a week and get my hair done, because that was easier, right? So anyways, that's kind of how I got introduced to the products. Am I supposed to keep like telling the rest of my story about building?
Oh, wait.
Okay.
No, okay. Okay, so tell me, okay, so I know that you were actually successful in other marketing companies, or one, or I don't know, two, something. But I want you to tell me what makes you being in this company different, from what you've done before. Like, why have you stuck with this one, or why do you feel like you're so much more successful with this one? And like you said, you didn't have all this knowledge in hair. So for you to be so successful, be driving a Cadillac Escalade and going on trips, like, obviously something has sparked for you in this company that didn't in the others. So let's hear.
So I think the like obvious one is the dollar signs. A lot of people don't equate success to dollars, and I don't necessarily equate success to dollars, but this is 2019 and you have to have dollars to make the world go round. So if you're not someone that like dollars don't spark your interest, just think of the dollar amount you would need to have the free time that you want from your job. So as I'm like kind of talking going forward, that hopefully that kind of like links into what I'm saying. But in the other companies, in the product-based companies, honestly, I never even got to the point to like sell it. In the health and wellness one, I fell in love with one product and I was able to sell the heck out of that product. I sold $20,000 in 30 days of that one product, and I made $321. So $321 may sound like a lot where you're sitting at right now, but if you sold $20,000 worth of money, you would be like way higher than $320. So let me just tell you, the compensation plan Monat has to offer, literally no one else, no other compensation plan out there can compete with it. And another thing that I really love about Monat and the company, and what has made me choose to stick with it and also stick my business name that I've worked so hard to build on Monat. My boutique is 100%. We support Monat 100%. And so, sorry. We support Monat. I've like stuck all my hard work at the boutique. I put it, I'm like, hey, yeah, we love Monat, whatever. I think the main thing there's two main things that set it apart, three main things. The compensation plan, I already said. The second one is that there's not another social selling company that offers hair products naturally based hair care. And so the third thing is that this is a consumable product. So it's not, you're going to lose the weight and quit using the product. You're not going to find a new jewelry company that you like. You're not going to find a new bag that you want to carry. You're not going to have to compete with Target clothing prices. I mean, I can go through why each company I dabbled in was unsuccessful. And I think, like, I'm a business owner. I think, like, okay, what could happen to Monat? There's literally nothing that could happen, right? So that's what I think going forward is they release new products. Like even just since when I started a year and a half ago, there's so many new products out there, but they all go back to the basics, which is the Rejuvenique oil. So she was about to knock over the light.
Yeah.
So that's just, I think those three main things, and I don't know who it is that says this, but there's a motivational speaker that talks about what you should look at when you're joining a network marketing business. And it's timing. So less than 5 years old, Monat is that. It's their compensation plan. I will go head to head with your compensation plan that you've looked at any day of the week. And the third thing is it's like a good product. And we all have, look at all of our hair. We all have great hair. So that's just kind of one of the things that's like huge for me. And just to like kind of add on the business aspect of it, just to give you a little idea, if you have ever looked at owning your own business, or starting your own business, or being self-employed, if there's nothing cheap to it, and it's not like become a millionaire overnight. So what Monat did for me, aside from a great paycheck and a Cadillac Escalade and all these cool trips fresh out of college, it has let me continue to follow my dream of owning a boutique. So I didn't have to take a paycheck from the boutique because Monat was paying me crazy. So there you go.
Yeah, so I will say, like, I know, like, Sam is very, like, proudful of her boutique, because whenever I met her, it was a really, like, up and going and booming at the time even that we met. And I knew that, like, she was going to be a person that would not just put anything on her name, you know, like, not unless if she truly believed in it, like, she would not just sell anything. So I was so excited when it worked out for your hair, by the way. But tell us
one thing. Sorry, just to add to that, I didn't start my Monat business by posting on Facebook. It took me a long time to post on Facebook about it, because I knew it worked on my hair. I knew it was working on like my friends and family's hair, but like Jennifer just said, I wanted to make sure that before I like put that out there, because once it's on the internet, it's on the internet. I wanted to make sure that it was going to be something like I followed up with. So when I got ready to post, I actually posted my mom's first before and after, and that was in like September or October was the first time my mom actually tried the products. And I had joined in July, so the end of July, beginning of August. So that just goes to show you can definitely, and I had already ranked 2 or 3 times by then, once I was building the business. So you can definitely, if you're like, oh my God, I will never post on Facebook about a product, don't worry, you don't have to. And by the time you want to, everyone else will already be expecting you to post about it.
Okay, so Jessica and Megan probably don't realize, because I think y'all are muted right this second, but I'm going to piggyback off what she said really quick, like putting your name on a product, and you both put your careers, like, are done with your careers for now, you know, at least to do this company. So I'm sure you can both testify to, like, you're not just going to obviously quit what you went to college for, what you paid a lot of money to go to hair school for. Like, you're not just going to put that on the line and be like, peace out, I'm going to sell this hair company. Like, obviously you guys believe in the company and what they offer.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to touch on
yeah. So for one, there's not very many anti-aging hair care lines out there. There are some, but there's not any that I know of that perform like Monat performs. So that's what makes it so different, is that it is naturally based, it is anti-aging, and no harsh chemicals, no harsh, ingredients or anything like that. But it performs like nobody's business. I mean, it performs like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just crazy.
It's literally I guess, like hair insurance. Like, I would have so many new clients coming to me at the time sitting in the chair, and I did not even have to do anything to their hair but wash their hair in it, and I felt like their hair became all of a sudden healthy from like straw. And I was like,
The,
okay, hold on, my
product,
mind is blown. Do what?
yeah, the products just sell themselves. I mean, kind of like Sam, like it just took one wash for her. You know, like it honestly. I mean, sometimes you have to wait a little bit and wash a little bit more, just to really, you know, see a difference in your hair. But for the most part, it's one wash and you can tell that this is different. And the thing about it is everyone washes their hair. So yeah, I mean, I definitely have confidence in this because this is something that is not just a fad. It's not going away. Everyone is looking for the best thing for their hair, and this is it.
We're not the #1 selling hair care line in North America for no reason, I'm telling you.
Yes. Okay, so let me say this. Sam, you actually earned a Cadillac. I mean, obviously, you're driving a Cadillac Escalade, and at your age, you know, I just think that's so cool. So tell me what you thought whenever they, you know, when you realized, I know, like, I feel like you got your first check and you were like, no way, is this real? And then, like, you earned a trip and you're like, nuh-uh. And then, like, the next thing is you're getting that Cadillac Escalade and you're like, okay, what is going on with this company? Like, how am I earning this? There's no way. So tell us, like, your thoughts or what you think of, you know, being able to earn such a good income and drive an Escalade with our company.
Yeah, so definitely. I think I'm trying to remember kind of like timeline wise. So, when my first check came, and I think everyone does this, you try to like track what it's going to be, right? When you're building, you're like, you're going to know what it is. It was literally $500 more than what I was expecting it to be. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, that's just goofy. I was like, this is not real money. So I took my little Mo Money card, and I don't remember what I went and did. I did something with it and it worked. And I was like, oh my God, this is real money. Or this is like Monopoly money, and this store is going to come looking for me after this. So I joke about the first few checks I got with Monat, funded my Louis Vuitton addiction. And so I honestly, in my head, I was like, this is not going to last. This is not real money. Like, I'm just going to play with it while I can and be done. And about 3 months of goofing off with the money, it became like real money. And I was like, whoa, this is like, I'm making more than some people make in their like 8 to 5 jobs. Like, this is crazy. And so that was kind of when I think I like took the deep breath and I was like, okay, this is real. Like, I need to work this like a real business. And pretty much from that point forward, like Jen said, earning the trip to California was insane. That was so much fun. And then actually the same when I earned the trip to California was actually the qualifying period, my first qualifying month for an Escalade. And honestly, it crossed my mind. But I'll just be honest, and I'm sure my family and friends will see this. I had multiple family and friends tell me, don't get your hopes up. That kind of stuff like happens. Just like, we're happy for you. We're glad you're successful, but like, chill. Like, don't go crazy. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so I kind of wrote it off. So it's a 3-month qualifying period. So the second month I got the email and they're like, oh my God, you're 1 month away. You know, like, congratulations. And called the same family and friends and they're like, that's great, sweetheart. Like, but be careful, you know, like, these companies are these companies that, like, you don't know anyone that drives one of these for a reason. And I'm like, oh, Jen drives one. But still, no one was interested in hearing it. So month 3 hits, and I'm like, okay, look, people, like, I'm getting this Cadillac. And so I actually earned it the 3rd month, but I actually didn't get it for, like, I didn't go purchase it for forever. Jen would literally text me once a week, are you going to get your Cadillac? But I was literally like, my family will see this. I was fighting my mother and father because they were like, you can't, like, you're missing something. This company isn't just going to buy you a Cadillac. And so I literally had to call the motor club and get the paperwork ahead of time to be like, look, Mom and Dad, like, I'm not full of it. And my dad was like, oh my God, like, they couldn't believe it. And so being young, I think that's something that you guys probably didn't have to go fight with your parents about. But I just, you know, your family looks out for you. They want what's best for you. And my parents basically just wanted to make sure that I was safeguarded. And I have the habit of like living in unicorn world and not paying attention to what's going on around me. And my parents just wanted to make sure I was safeguarded to it. So that was something Jessica, that just popped up. That was something for me that was like, once my dad is like, he's like sits on both of my shoulders, and I like look to him for advice on both shoulders. Once my dad was like, took me to get that Escalade, like he went with me to like pick it up and bring it back to Huntsville. I was like, this is real. And I told my dad that day, I was like, I'm gonna have a Cadillac forever because Monate's gonna pay for it forever. And he was like, that's great. But y'all, I don't think until he saw that paperwork, he thought Monate was real. I think he was like, you're goofy, like you're doing something, and they like, you're like, whatever, drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever they say. But he was not, my family was not about it. So my mom liked the products, but the business, I come from a family of entrepreneurs, and so they were not hearing it, needless to say. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. And now I'm going to Vegas, or a lot of us are going to Vegas in like 20 days, I think is what the little tracker said. And I get to take my man, and I am so pumped.
Yay. Okay, so I love that so much. I think that's so cool. I think it's awesome that seeing like somebody, like literally we're all from like different aspects, literally, like we have a teacher, a stylist, stay-at-home mom. We have Sam that's young, boutique owner, like thriving in her business, not only in Monate, but in her boutique as well. Like if anybody says they do not have time for this, I feel like even though Sam's younger, I feel like I've never in my life met somebody so busy. Like when she started, she was running her husband or her man's books for his business, literally bookkeeping, all of that. Then, so she was doing that, running her boutique as an owner, like going, buying the clothes. Then she's working her boutique. Then here she is on a social media, posting, having events. And I'm just like, oh my God, how does this girl do this? And here I am. When I started, I was stylist full time, and I was a new mom. So I was trying to learn the mom thing. And, like these girls, I'm sure, like same exact thing. Like you may say that you're too busy or you don't have the time to do this, but I can promise you we're all in those same shoes. Like we all are just as busy, if not busier even. And what do y'all have anything else y'all might want to like add, or like anything you want to say?
I was going to say, you just made me think of this. I heard the other day, I was listening to a podcast, getting my personal growth on. And it was a girl in another company that's come to be like a network marketing motivational person. And she said one of the things when she used to talk to people that were interested in her business, but just on the edge, she would tell them, you can't afford not to do this. And so when I look back to being a new college graduate and thinking like, I'm never going to grow this. And then when I got to the point that I'd made some money and I was like, okay, should I do this or should I not do this? And I weighed the odds, like, can I afford to do this or can I not afford to do this? And at that point I was like, I can't afford not to do this. And looking forward now, the doors Monate has opened, the bills Monate has paid when they wouldn't have gotten paid probably, because if you look at the statistics of college graduates, jobs and what they're making, they just don't add up anymore these days. So that's something I would say, no matter where you're sitting at, think about what you have to gain and what you have to lose. And I promise that what you have to lose is nothing compared to what you have to gain. And the other thing is, just to add really quick, all of them talked about how they were able to walk away from their job. And one of the things that I like to like reinforce is, and I think a lot of it has to do with my age, but money can be what opens the door to a career you've always wanted. It can allow you to do something that you wanted to do just as much as it can allow you to stay at home. So that's something I think of often when I'm unlocking the door to the boutique in the morning. Like I just think, I'm like, wow, this is because of Monate, and I just turn the key and go in. So it can be whatever you want it to be. So there you go.
Yes, I love that. A lot of us have, retired from our jobs, and it's not per se like me. I was a new stylist and I still loved it. And I actually cried when I decided to step away. But, with me and my husband and my family, being a new mom, I was not getting to be home with my son. And so it was to the point where like, I knew I was tripling what I was making doing hair. and then so if I like stepped away, I could either make that same like money by tripling it or making more, but also getting to stay at home with my son. So, you know, I was like at that point where my husband was like, just do it. Like, what do you have to lose? You know? So I like that she, you know, is able to be able to run her dreams, or even people that like their jobs, like stay at their career and work Monet as a side job, you know. Not only has it made it to where I can, you know, step back from the chair for a while and be at home with my family more, but I've also met all them. Like, we did not know each other before Monet. And now we're like always talking together, always. And we're like encouraging each other and asking each other for help. Like, it's not like you're working for a job. You're like, I don't even know. It's like you're building a friendship and you're making money. Like, I don't know. It's just crazy. And your hair is awesome. So, do you girls have anything to say? No? You good? Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Thank y'all for getting on and sharing your stories and everything about Monet and your success with it. So, talk to you soon.
Thanks for doing.
Bye.